Hello and welcome back to my Fire Emblem Order of the Crimson Arm 100% Close Returning Time playthrough. This video will be tackling Chapter 3. My Chapter 2 clear was kind of weird. I apologize for that. It was an old recording because I lost my notes for the chapter and didn't feel like rewatching the entire video and recording the input file. There's not much, there's literally zero change from that, and I didn't want to record a different way of throwing the chapter and then have different experience distribution. That would just feel dishonest and wrong. Anyway, I'm burning our runs here with Curtis, and I just recruited 2 Cavaliers, Gerwulf and Negu. I needed to burn a lot of RNs for Negu to get a 3% Iron Lance crit to one-shot this mercenary. Let's talk about the units that we got last chapter in the detail that is more relevant to this run, now that I actually know what I'm talking about. Aceline does literally nothing after this chapter. She does, well, not literally nothing. She does 1 or 2 things, but then gets benched, and never matters again. We're taking 2 units over to the boss, Camille, Negu, and Alchemist. This is C's chapter. I think this chapter 1 turn faster than Family Player was able to, which is nice. And now that I've talked about Aceline being basically useless, because she's an Armor Knight in LTC, let me talk about Boleslav. Boleslav is a sniper, which sounds bad. He's an archer into a sniper, which sounds bad. But he's one of the very few units who's able to double the final boss. In fact, he's the only unit in my endgame team able to do so. He deals 9 damage per hit on a boss that cannot be crit and has 80 HP. And he's able to contribute in maps where you need 3 range. Sniper is a crit boost, and bows give double experience to any unit using it. Getting him level ups is very important in the early game and the mid game. In fact, it will never stop being important. We need him to cap out all of his offensive stats, have a decent amount of bulk, and get S-rank bows, all by endgame. The Iron Longbow, which he joins with, is basically a short bow in terms of stats and weapon experience, although it doesn't have the extra crit, which is unfortunate. Now talking about Negu and Gerwulf. Gerwulf gets 8 move on promotion, and he becomes a Great Knight, so he gets access to lances, because he uses swords and axes now. But his base stats are kind of shaky. We'll use him for a couple maps, get him a few levels that his stats are useful in his filler, and then he'll hit the bench. Negu, on the other hand, is a unit that I trained over the entire course of the run. She's our second long-term unit that is not a lord, alongside Boleslav. She has very, very shaky bases, but her base speed is actually quite good at 8, even if her base strength is kinda low. We're able to mitigate the base strength a little bit by giving her lances and having Gerwulf work to feed her kills, which is nice. Alchemist and Camille are brought along to help get their way to the boss area. Camille is the best unit for fighting the boss, as she will be for quite a while, and we need all hands on deck. We want to clear this map as fast as possible and save a turn over Family Player. The main reason I was fine with bringing that 3% crit is because Negu should be able to double that mercenary anyway, but she's 1 speed too slow. Which was intentional, so they have to work together, but that is a turn slower. Camille hits D-rank Dark here, which is nice. We want her to cap her Dark rank out at some point, just for the extra hit and crit. Same thing with Alchemist, although his weapon rank is a little bit less important. Alchemist has the Heavy Spear equipped still, which is nice because he 1-runs this Armor Knight. He has just enough speed from his last level up to double this Armor Knight, and now he gets another one. So he gets an extra point of speed. Alchemist has low constitution, which gets fixed on promotion. This wasn't intentional and isn't necessary, but you do get to see Alchemist get a 3% crit to one-shot a Cavalier. This does not inherently save a turn, but it is funny. Camille would be able to kill that Cavalier, so long as Alchemist hit it. And then that Cavalier would be unable to go anywhere. We bought a Flux Tome for Camille because her Flux Tome is running low on uses, although it's, in the long run, probably not necessary. There was one time later in this run, where I made a mistake and forgot to buy something that I absolutely should have. So I will comment on that when I do it. You won't see it for a while, though. I had to replay the entirety of the game and didn't feel like replaying my, up to that chapter, and I didn't feel like replaying my inputs. Halen heals up Ernst. She doesn't really matter. What we're trying to do here on the right is feed off a lot more kills to Boleslav. So, that's the main focus. Curtis is able to take a hit from his Pegasus Knight to weaken it, which means that Boleslav is able to get the kill with the Iron Bow. I'm hesitant in this chapter because it is fairly strict, but it doesn't matter. The Iron Longbow is used here because, as I already stated, it gives double weapon experience, which is really nice. Boleslav's offensive stats are really important, as I've already stated, and he needs them to be as high as possible, even while unpromoted, because his combat is actually quite decent. Alchemist needs some evades during this turn. At least he would, in theory. Which is why he was treated over the Iron Lance instead of the Hex Spear. We dropped Camille up because that boss is a Javelin, or a Hand Axe, rather. If she had leveled up one more time, which she would have if I used her to kill a Cavalier, she would be able to one-round that boss, which is obviously bad for us. We want that to give that experience to unit who matters more in the long term. I actually did it on a whim, but it does end up being rather helpful. Because the boss is now at 2 HP, Negu is able to finish him off with an Iron Sword, with a really good hit. Negu only has E-rank swords and lances, and we want her to hit A-rank lances at some point. She'll never hit S during this playthrough. She never ends up needing her S-rank or A-rank lances. She only ever needs B-rank, and even then, it's just barely. I decided to give Gerwulf a little bit of combat experience by letting him I was indecisive here. I just wanted Gerwulf to be able to get some experience. He's not going to be a mainstay, but him having better stats is better than him not having stats. Use an Axer just for better accuracy. The torch contains a village, which is unfortunate we cannot pick it up, but sacrifices must be made. And that's chapter 3 of Order of the Crimson Arm, cleared in, I believe, 6 turns. Yes, with Alchemist seizing the gate. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time for chapter 4, the Crimson Arm. Bye.